The way we usually start these things is with a thing called the flash interview. It's 10 questions. Just keep every answer to just a few words each. And then any of the ones that I find particularly interesting, we might expound on later. But it's most of them only call for a few words. But you and I have hung out before, and we can talk about for 4 hours one thing. So
easy.
Yeah. So question number 1, what part of the country do you live in now?
Seattle.
Good. What's your address? No, I'm kidding. That's not.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Okay.
But number 2 would be, what part of the country were you raised in?
The Intermountain Midwest. That's Utah.
Okay. Cliche.
Right.
Number 3, were you born into a religious home? And if so, what was the religion that was practiced?
I was what was called born in the covenant. And that is a term that Mormons use to describe somebody who was born into Mormonism and did not convert.
Yeah, it's funny because I use these questions as a template, but obviously I know all of these. So, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun. 2 Mormons. I think, yeah. Number 4, how big of a family do you come from?
Very small, actually. Well, extended family or immediate?
Yeah, let's go with like parents, siblings, I mean, everybody has grandparents, but yeah. That unit of parents, siblings, how big of a unit is it?
It was just me and my sister, actually. So by Mormon standards, we were like a microscopic family.
Yeah, amateur.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about my 12 siblings right now. So were you... Nope, sorry. Number 5 is, how seriously did your family take the religion?
They still, to this day, take it very seriously.
Very seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you the first member of your immediate family to leave the religion?
No, my older sister blazed the trail and had all of the fights that I didn't have to have. So lucky for me. Yeah.
And then you got all of the fame after.
Infamy, either one.
Well...
Yeah, right.
I'm like thinking it through. I'm like, it's funny because it's only Mormons who are going to not like you.
Yep.
The other Christians, the Christian community's quick and easy to get to turn on the Mormons.
Oh, they love it. They love it. It's a great common enemy.
Yeah.
Those Antichrist Mormons. Absolutely.
It's like how murderers in prisons think the cannibals are the freaks. You still killed the same people. Like, you're both. All right.
It's just a matter of what you did with the body after killing it. That makes you a real freak.
Yeah. And, cannibalism is somewhat practical. I'm going to maybe cut that. Let's take that out of context. I don't know. Let's see.
Do you bless a body to nourish and strengthen your body before cannibalizing it?
Ooh, that's rough. Well, I assume
that's a real question.
It must be. Because presumably what happened to this person who was murdered is when they got in their car, they forgot to pray for safe travels.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which basically makes them now just food. So yeah, I'd bless it. I don't.
Necromancy prior to cannibalism. All right. That's how us atheists operate.
Atheist Interviews outtakes. I think Mark's going to want that part cut. Question number 6. Were you the first? Nope, I already asked you that. Question number 7. When you left your religion, did you transition through other religions or kind of straight to atheism?
It was pretty quick, straight to atheism. Yeah. I mean, I started watching George Carlin as a late teenager, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. That's
super common amongst, I'll talk about it more here in a second, because that's one of the ones I find but that's super common amongst ex-Mormons. I dabbled a little, but mostly in like deism. I might have said I was a pantheist for a minute or two. And a little bit of spirituality, but seriously, super short-lived. And I keep mentioning this, the Mormon church, like the first thing they do is show you and convince you why all the other churches are wrong.
It's part of the founding doctrine and tenets of it. Absolutely.
And so then when you find out like they're wrong too, you're like, thank you for doing all of that other work for me.
Right. Well, and I did have like a grand coming to skepticism moment that all of those things did play into it. But I mean, we can explore that later.
Right.
If you deem it as interesting or not.
Yeah. We'll make that the first one we come back to, if I remember. Question number 8. How old were you, or how long ago? You can also do but some people don't want to do the age math. I don't know. How long ago was it that you became an atheist and a skeptic, we'll say?
So I started entertaining the ideas of atheism, skepticism around 17, 18 years old or so. That's when I started down the rabbit hole of watching Religulous by Bill Maher and George Carlin skits and full comedy specials. And then I didn't come to the hard realization until about 21 or so. And I'm 27 now. So,
cool.
A third of my life I've spent in skepticism now.
You just blew my mind. I am older than you. I had no idea.
Weird.
That's crazy. Super weird. I thought I was.
A lot of people are older than me, so.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought I was the young one here. I'm only older than you by like a year, but.
Okay.
Now I'm like mad because like listening to you talk and all of your historical knowledge, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure when I get a little older, that part of my brain will turn on. Well, fuck my life. Number 9. Who is your favorite atheist author, communicator, or educator?
Ooh. I can't answer that. I simply can't answer that. I have to?
You got to pick one. They can be dead.
They can be dead.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go with somebody who is alive. And I'm not saying this to pander to the ACA, but I think honestly, Matt Dillahunty.
Yeah.
Because he makes atheism and skepticism philosophy so communicable and so easy for my incredibly limited brain to chew on.
Yeah.
And he, notably in watching his debate with Jordan B. Peterson, Peterson is the greatest dealer in massive bullshit philosophy terms.
So much.
And Dillahunty didn't have to use a single quadrisyllabic word to make Jordan B. Peterson look like a fucking douche.
Yeah,
it was great. So I think that Matt Dillahunty is able to boil down hard concepts into very simplistic terms, and he makes it the easiest to comprehend. Granted, he's not Hitchens. He's not funny when he's debating. He's just extremely understandable, which I think is probably the most important in the world that we live in today.
Yeah, definitely. I got you. Now, would it change your opinion to know? So Matt Dillahunty's been on the show.
Awesome.
Would it change your opinion to know that he, for that same question, also answered Matt Dillahunty?
No, but I'm also not surprised.
Yeah, he did defend. So basically, it wasn't as he even said like you can't just clip that and not let me give the rest of the answer. And it was that he has collected his beliefs or point of view and communicates the things as he wants them communicated, and nobody else communicates to him. So
that's why I think the Atheist Debates Project is so important, because I mean, just these single 20 or 30 minute long videos of him out in the woods just talking at a camera and completely deconstructing these concepts that theologians have been claiming for centuries, and doing so in a way that utterly eviscerates them. I think it's very important to have that information out there. So I think he's among the top of the atheist debaters and atheist, public people out there. And he's not a neuroscientist, or he's not a world-renowned journalist or anything. He's just a dude that used to be a computer programmer who is incredibly inclined in skepticism, which makes me believe that somebody like myself, who used to be a truck driver, I can, one day be as understandable and and relatable, and accessible and relatable as Dillahunty is.
Yeah, and for the record, anybody watching, maybe go watch that flash interview with Matt, because I might have poorly summarized it. It really didn't come off as arrogant as I maybe made it sound. So number 10 then, if you could have dinner with any individual, present or in history, who would it be?
Yeah, and it's probably going to stay relative to Mormonism, because I feel like I know those people the best. And it changes. Literally, the answer to this question changes weekly based on the specific subject that I'm studying. I would have to say right now, Emma Hale Smith.
Okay, I got you. Last time it was, I'm trying to remember his name. It was the best friend of Joseph growing up, who was then there with Brigham Young.
Orrin Porter Rockwell, I think.
The enforcer, the
destroying angel. Yeah.
But Emma Hale, all right, I got you.
Hale. Yep.
I got you. And I always gave people the caveat of like, they have to tell the truth. And boy, would Emma have some things.
Oh my God.
That would be crazy.
She saw everything. She saw and knew about everything. Man.
I also am interested though because just in little things I've seen here and there, I'm interested in what things were actually her, if you know what I mean. Like I don't think everything came just from Joseph. It seems like there had to, and I'm not just talking about the way they were swingers, but what things were her ideas.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It would be very interesting to explore a truth serum conversation with her for a couple hours. I feel like that would put a lot of Mormon history into a deeper context that no historian will ever have access to.
Yeah.
So that would be my one, I think. This week, anyway. Next week, it might be somebody else.
We find out there actually was a salamander.
Yes, the great mystery. Was it a salamander or a toad?
That's a joke just for the ex-Mormons. All right, well, that is the end of the Flash interview.